So today I wanted to talk about attacking players because I know this is something that everyone likes to do. Everyone always asks me about it, especially in the beginning. Even as far as a year into playing the game, there are still players who don't attack a whole lot. So I want to try to explain that to you and hopefully give you a little better grasp on how to go about doing that. Alright guys, I want you to be confident in attacking, alright? This is my mini account. I only have 56 million might, and I have, what is it, 67 million kills or something? Yeah, 68 million troops killed. So when you're attacking, it's not always about being the strongest guy in the kingdom. You don't have to be the strongest guy in the kingdom to win an attack, to attack other players. You just have to attack players smaller than you. And sometimes you can attack players with more might than you that have less troops than you. Or it's dependent, because some people have a lot of research might that's in, say, Monster Hunt or their wall defense, which wall defense you might want to be careful of if you're not a very strong player, because that can actually mess up your attacks and make you have a lot of red dead troops. However, when you attack, the first thing to note about it is that every attack you're going to have some red dead troops. You're not always going to have perfect attacks. In fact, it's impossible to have perfect attacks. You will always lose some troops. It might be as minimal as 100 troops that you're losing, or it could be as max as like 120k if you're attacking with a troop boost to where you have 50% extra troops that you're sending, which means 350,000 troops, or 375,000, my bad. Nonetheless, you can get red troops, and you will get red troops, but that's something you have to accept. So what I like to do personally when I attack is I like to send my main troops, which is in this case T3, and send a little bit of T1 with them. And I'll do the same thing on my big account, which is T4 troops, and I'll send some T1 with them. The T1 are the meat shield, the T1 are meant to die. But because they're dying instead of my T3 or my T4, I'm losing a lot less might while I'm attacking. So the first thing I do when I find a hive that I want to try to attack is I just start scouting everyone. Just literally everyone. I just go row by row typically. And in doing that, you get a report on everyone. And most players will have either an anti-scout up, or they will have simply no troops out for you to attack. See, I just went and I attacked 6 people. So if I go through and I look at those, this person has just 5,000 fire trebs, which I don't care about. If you're a small player and you don't have a lot of troops killed, you might want to go for that. You might want to kill those 5,000 troops. That might mean something to you. To me, it's not very significant, so I don't really care too much. But then you can also see their resources in the scouts, and you want to pay attention to that, because someone might not have any troops, but they might have a lot of resources. If they have a lot of resources, they're still worth plundering and attacking, because resources are hard to come by later in your gameplay. Mainly T4 are who struggle with resources. However, none of these castles seem to have any troops for us to attack, so, never mind. I spoke too soon. This guy, he has 120k troops out, and his leader is out. So, I want to send more troops than he has. Most of his troops are T2 and T1, so it's not going to be too hard for me. I'm a T3 player, I'm almost at T4. But generally speaking, for newer players, the way I like to teach them to attack is to send a good 25 to 30% more troops than the enemy has. So, for example, say you're a castle 19 and you're trying to attack a castle 17. You have 180,000 troops, they have 120,000 troops. You are good to go. You might as well attack them. Don't got to worry about composition too much. You're a low-level attacking castle, attacking another low-level castle, so it doesn't matter as much. Only for the really big castles does it matter about troop composition or what kinds of troops you're sending. And that's more of a later attacking style gameplay. First off, you just want to learn by how to attack small castles around your own size or smaller than you. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a real attack, and I'm going to attack this guy right now. So obviously go ahead and attack. You want to choose your best heroes. Not all of your heroes are going to contribute to your attacking. Not all of them have attack stats granted with them. For example, Trickstar. Trickstar has absolutely no attack stats and no benefit to sending him to a fight. So you never want to send Trickstar. All of these other heroes that I have up here, they benefit in some way, which is this right side over here where it shows how they benefit. See, for example, with her, I lose my army max HP, army defense, and army attack if I take her out. But granted, that is my leader, so I'm not going to take her out anyway. You always want to send your leader, otherwise your gear does not work, essentially. Your gear is useless if you're not sending your leader. You want to make sure you send your leader. Alright, so now that we have that established, they had 120k troops, so I'm just going to send all of mine basically, well, as much as I can. I can send 230k, so I'm just going to send that, and we're going to see how it goes. I don't have any meat shields up at the moment to protect my troops, so I'm just going to take the brunt of the hit. I'll probably be fine. I'll probably lose at max 500 troops red, and that's not very significant. You'll tend to lose red a lot less than you will wound your troops, and wounded troops are good. Wounded troops you can heal, so that's not a big deal. And you can typically rebuild the small amounts of troops that you're going to lose. Okay, so there we go. We hit the castle. We're going to go see how we did. So we captured their leader. That's good. That means they have no more troops left. That means the only thing left I could get out of this castle, if they had it, is more resources. Granted, they don't have any more resources. You can see that right there. I got the 100k food and the 500k gold that they had. Now, if we look at the stats of it, my total losses was 1,182. 473 of those are red dead. That's gone. They're gone. But that's okay. That's not a big deal. I still came back with 228,000, and I get to heal to 709. They, on the other hand, I took out 120,000 of their soldiers, so they had 91 wounded, and they had 28,000 red dead. Red dead is great. Red dead is glorious when it's the other player. That's what you want to look for. That's what will make you happy. Those are troops that will never be coming back until they rebuild them. So that sucks for him, and it does suck for other players. Typically, I don't feel too bad because, like, you should know better, dude. You have 120,000 troops. You can easily protect those 120,000 troops, so you might as well. You're a free-to-play player. But there are some circumstances where I'll feel bad. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I really destroyed him. Like if I'm rallying with my big account and we're rallying someone with 7 million troops, right? And we kill all 7 million troops, and like 6.5 million of those are red dead troops. In that case, I might at least give them their leader back so they don't just completely up and quit the game. Because I don't want people to quit the game when I'm attacking them. I don't want people to quit the game when other people are attacking them. That if everyone quits the game, then we have no one to attack. I would prefer to be nice to someone who I completely destroy afterwards so they don't quit the game and they rebuild and I can attack them again later. I mean, that's how the game goes. Granted, this was this attack, and I think we did a pretty good job. It was plain simple, and, well, the stats are right there. I lost 28,000, they lost nearly 1 mil. And that's a good attack for me. On this account, at least. On my main account, I'll attack bigger accounts, and I'll attack people with more troops. That's another thing. When it comes to different troop tiers, so say I have T3 troops on this account, I would not be opposed to attacking 400k T2 troops that someone else had with my T3 troops. My T3 troops grant a lot more might than those T2 troops. So that's a battle that I could still win overall, and I can zero their T2 troops. I do the same thing on my T4 account. With my T4, I will attack upwards of 800k T3 just by myself, which is risky. I do lose a good amount when I do that, but I can zero them, I can achieve it, and it's going to hurt them a lot more than it hurts me. Granted, the safe zone for my main account is typically 600k T3 or less. That's what I try to stick to. Anything higher, I try to do a rally for. I don't like rallying, though, if I think I can do it on my own, because rallying, not only does it take away from my troops killed stats, it also gives them an extra 5 minutes to hop online and shield themselves, whereas I don't want that. I want to make sure I hit those troops, and that's that. So, other questions with attacking. A lot of people are, like, they wonder who they should attack. Okay, so, since in this case my guild is a smaller guild, we're 2.2 bill in a kingdom with guilds that are 11 bill, 9 bill, 8 bill. Those are big guilds. I mean, granted, TIG and CI2, I'm friendly with them, so it's okay. But I wouldn't want to attack like a 4 bill guild or a 5 bill guild, or basically anyone who has a player that can completely destroy my entire guild by themselves. That's not a smart attack. I don't want to hit their little players, piss them off, and then have them come hit all of my players or me. So you want to stick to guilds that are around your own size or smaller, typically when you're attacking. So this guild was only, what, 1 bill, I think, when I looked at them? And a 1 bill guild, I can take that. I can take anyone in their guild pretty much. Their highest guild member is 97 mil. That's not a big threat to me. Okay, he's not gonna solo me. He's not gonna solo my entire guild because my guild has even stronger members. So why would they come? They wouldn't. But anyway, that's how I determine what guilds to hit. Granted, typically I would attack the whole entire hive, which I will once I finish up this video. But I wanted to show you guys a small example of how I go about attacking. Your gear, you want to make sure you are in war gear. I already explained that you need to send your leader with your attack in order for the gear stats to actually work and buff your attack. That is important, very important, but you want to make sure you're in your war gear. You don't want to be in your research gear or your construction gear because that's just not beneficial to you at all. It's not going to help your stats or anything. Alright, so if I go into my stats page, this is what my stats are going to be with my gear and my talents on. Currently on this account, it's only, they're small. 184,000, 170,000, 152,000. This green side is what you want to look at for what your stats are. This gray side or yellowish, whatever you want to call that, that side is just the basic from your research. Everyone has the same stats for that, so you don't want to look at that. You don't add them together. You just look at this one side, the green side, and this is where the most important stats are kept. And then down here is your army attack, army defense, and army max HP, which are also important stats. Alright, so I went ahead and I found another enemy to attack. This one has T3 troops, T2 troops, and T1 troops. However, his leader is not there, meaning any gear he has on won't be affecting his troops. So basically, this is when his troops are the most vulnerable. If I scroll down in the scout report, I can see that he sheltered his leader and some T3 troops, but that means I can hit all of these 135k troops with no real repercussion. This is a bad idea if you're a player. He should have these under one of his guildmates' shield, or he should have them in a coalition against the darkness. But the fact that he just has them sitting out means I'm gonna hit him, and we're gonna see how it goes. So let's go ahead and attack him. We're gonna do the same type of thing we did last time. And yeah, I like to typically attack in my cavalry wedge. Oh, I don't have cavalry wedge on this account. And yeah, so here goes the attack. We're watching it. Okay, it's kind of boring, not gonna lie. But once I hit him, we're gonna go ahead and look at the scout. We're gonna go ahead and look at the victory report and see how we did. Hopefully we didn't lose a whole lot of troops. Alright, so we killed all of his troops, and I only lost 1,100 red dead troops and 1,788 wounded troops. On this note, though, in this case, this player had all of the infirmaries to hold his wounded troops, so 135,000 wounded troops. I did not red dead any of those troops. And that's a sad sight because I had red dead troops, but nonetheless, I still took out 2.4 million might, and I got to add 135,000 troops killed to my troops killed stats, which is what I pride myself on. That's what I enjoy. But that's another example of an attack. It was successful. I had no issues with it, and that's just that. Now I'm going to move on to continue looking at other scout reports to see if there's any other troops for me to attack. Alright, I found another one to attack. So this one has 189,000 troops. This is looking a little tougher. His leader is not there again, which is good. Granted, he does have more troops, so I will have more red dead. Guaranteed. But we're going to attack him anyway, because why not? I don't really care too much on this account. I can always make these troops back again relatively easily. All it takes is a boot camp or two. But we're going to see how this attack goes. We're probably not going to kill all of his troops in the first hit this time. But then again, we might, because he doesn't have his leader there. He doesn't have war gear or anything. So we're in a better status than we would be if he did have his leader out with war gear on. If he had his leader out with war gear on, I probably wouldn't even attempt to attack him, because that would hurt me a lot. Alright, so we got the victory report. Let's see how we did. We took 510k wood. Cool. Any little bits of resources are nice. And we did, in fact, take out his whole entire army with minimal losses. I lost 3,000 red dead cavalry. Well, I'm assuming the cavalry, since I attacked in a cavalry phalanx, which is what I like to do because most people at this level still have an infantry phalanx and nothing else. So cavalry counters infantry, meaning less dead troops for me. So that was another successful attack. We killed everything losses, and that's good. We did good. Let's see if we can get any others in here. Alright, looks like we found another one. This one has no troops though, he just has his leader. So, obviously I'm just going to take his leader and leave it at that. Because, I mean, hey, I'm just going to send my cavalry because that is the shortest time to travel over to his castle. And we're going to take his leader, easy peasy, and that's it. Alright, so my troops are about to hit him. We're going to see how he did. I mean, I just sent a bunch of cavalry to take his leader because he had no troops anyway. So I already know I'm just going to get the leader. And we did. Good. Cool. That's all I wanted. So, on that note, that's where I'm going to leave this video because I don't want it to get too long for you guys to watch to where you don't want to watch it. I hope you enjoyed the short rundown on attacking. I could probably go more in depth with it in a future video if you would like me to. So please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Comment what you want me to make a video about. I have a list of things I'm already going to do, but if it's something not on my list, I'll make sure I get to it, and you will be happy, and other viewers will be happy, and everyone will be happy, because I want to be able to help everyone and make sure you understand this game better and that you have a good game experience playing this game, because I have enjoyed this game for a long time. It's been about a year now, I think, and that's a long time to be playing a mobile game. So if it's entertained me for a year, I know it might entertain you for a year. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry about that notification. That is for my main guild. Alright, bye guys. I'll see you next time.